All right. I'm actually in my jammies from the bottom down, so I try and maintain looking some professionalism from the top when I do our webinars like this. I'm going to go ahead and get started. My name is Megan Sumrell. I am the COO and co-founder here at myBeeHyve, and I'm really excited to be here tonight to kind of give you guys a personal demo of the system, both from the desktop, talk a little bit too about how it works mobile. I'm thrilled that Christa found us and has been having great success using the system and was excited about sharing it with you all as well. So I'm just going to give you a super brief backstory on myBeeHyve, kind of why we built it, a little bit about the background of myself and our co-founder, and then I'm going to jump right into screen share mode, and we're going to take a detailed tour of how the system works and how you get up and running on it. So I met my co-founder, Jennifer Turnage, about 15 years ago. I am living right outside of Raleigh, North Carolina, and we met working at an internet startup company here, and we just connected because we both just had a shared passion for entrepreneurship. And I've been in the software world for over 20 years, and about 4.5 years ago started my journey in direct sales and realized I did not want to continue spending the rest of my life working for other people. And one of my biggest challenges that I found as I was growing this business was how to stay on top of managing the number one asset in our businesses, which is our list of contacts, and remembering who to follow up with, remembering where I left off in conversations, not forgetting those follow-ups and potentially, having somebody else go ahead and have that conversation first. And Jennifer and I had kind of built a pretty robust Excel system. And while it worked great for me, I couldn't duplicate it to my team and I couldn't translate it well to others, nor did it work well from my phone. So finally, over a year and a half, close to 2 years ago, Jennifer and I finally decided it was time for us to put our heads together and build the system that we needed, that our teams needed, and that we were hearing from so many others that they were needing as well. So that is kind of the story behind myBeeHyve. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen here with you all now. As I go through this, if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to go ahead, open up the chat box and type in there. I'll have plenty of time at the end where we can just do Q&A as well. I definitely want to make sure I get all of your questions answered as we go through this. Okay, so at its heart, hang on, I see the window popping up here. Okay, thanks. So at its heart, myBeeHyve is a contact management system. So this means that the first thing you're going to want to do is actually get your contacts in there. And by contacts, I'm talking about your prospects, your current customers, and potentially your team members as well. I like to keep my direct team members in here and anybody in my downline that I am personally coaching and actually having active coaching calls with. Now, we have a number of ways for you to get your contacts in the system depending upon how you're running your business today. So if you're currently using Excel or any kind of an electronic system, we do offer the ability for you to do a bulk import of your contact data through our myBeeHyve import spreadsheet template. And the best part about that is we will do the conversion for you. So if you're currently, just using an Excel spreadsheet, you can send that to our support team and we will convert it for you into the format that you need to do a bulk import into myBeeHyve. Now, if you currently kind of manage your contacts in the Contacts app on whatever your phone, Android or iPhone, with the myBeeHyve mobile app, on our contact screen there, you will see an import button that will allow you to select contacts right from your mobile device and import those into the application as well. We don't have a bulk sucking in of your contacts. We actually pulled a number of users and they wanted to specifically select the ones they want to import. So those are two kind of quick ways to get a bunch of data in. Another is if your contact list is essentially your Facebook friends list, you're kind of running your business through Facebook and Facebook Messenger, you can export your Facebook friends list and send that to our support team. We have instructions on how to do that. We'll convert that for you as well for import. Now, if you're more of a paper person or sticky notes or index cards or however you're working it that way, and you're ready to start using myBeeHyve, you can go in and just tap on the plus button and just start manually entering contact information. Now, when I say this to people initially, they tend to just get overwhelmed and go, I don't have the kind of time to sit down and enter 500 names. Don't do that. What I encourage you to do, if you are running from paper today, when you sit down to work your business tomorrow, if you're reaching out to 15 or 20 people, just add those 15 or 20 contacts, get their information in the system, scratch them off your paper list. Then the next day when you go to reach out to another set of 20 folks, just add those 20. And that way you can slowly build your contact list while you're actively working your business. Because the last thing we want to do is have you sitting down in front of a computer doing data entry, because data entry doesn't grow our businesses. Okay, so let's take a look at this contact screen. We have a bunch of different data that you can choose to enter. A lot of the obvious things you would expect: name, email, phone number. If I scroll down here, you'll see address. It is international friendly. We do have a lot of users in Canada, Australia, New Zealand, Europe. I think we're in about 18 countries right now. Now, there's a couple fields with the contact screen that get really powerful for you later on, and I want to point those out. One is this type and status column. This is where you can label your contacts as either prospects, customers, or members of your team. Now, some people like to do a style of ranking their list of hot, warm, cold market. That's optional. You can come in and do that as well. This gets really nice, I find, particularly as I'm bringing on new team members and encourage them to, kind of categorize the folks that are in their hot market that we want to reach out to first. Now, these fields that you're going to see right here in this section, you're not going to see these 4 fields when you create your myBeeHyve account. These are what we call custom fields. So we realize everybody runs their business a little bit differently. We all have we all like to add our own personal flavor to it. So we give you the ability to create up to 10 unique custom fields that will be specific to you and your myBeeHyve account. And a lot of users decide what fields to do depending upon what they can and can't get out of their company's back office systems. So a lot of folks don't have a way to go and easily say, show me everybody who's purchased a specific product from me. So they'll go in and create a custom field. This is a text-based one. We have custom fields that can be dates. And then we also have custom fields that are checkboxes. And what I like to encourage folks to do is think about all the ways you wish you could search and filter your entire contact list today. And if it doesn't exist in the fields on the contact screen, that's a great custom field for you to go and create, because I'm going to show you in a few minutes how you can search on any of this information to find the right people you need to send key information to. Okay, so that's kind of the basics of getting contact information entered. Now, one of the key fields on the contact screen is this follow-up date. So you'll notice here I have some contacts have the date next to it, others don't. Now, I'm going to shift gears here and go over to this daily task list. What's going to show up on your daily task list is every contact that you have set a follow-up date for today is going to show up here in blue. And if it's past due, you had said you were supposed to follow up with them, but you haven't told myBeeHyve that you did, they're going to sit here in red until you do something. So you can see here right now, it shows that I have 8 contacts I'm supposed to be following up with, and 2 of them I was supposed to do yesterday. Now, from your daily task list, you have 2 different workflows that you can take. The first one is sometimes I'll scroll through and I'll see a name pop up, and I may have noticed that they posted something on social media that they're heading out of town for a few days. And I know that reaching out to them today isn't going to be a great idea. Well, in that situation, you can just come in and tap on the pencil icon and reschedule your follow-up date. So here, maybe I want to go ahead and push that out to Friday and make a little note that they are back from vacation. So now once I've updated this, you're going to notice that Linda Beck has now been removed from my daily task list, and I don't have to try and remember when to follow up with her, because she's going to show right back up here on Friday with the note that she's back from vacation and I need to follow up. So that's kind of one workflow you might take, is to just reschedule what your next follow-up is going to be. Now, when you're ready to go in and start following up and connecting with these folks, I'm going to go ahead and take a look at Tom Doe, and we'll see I have a note here that I need to get a 1-week check-in with him. So perhaps I pick up the phone, I have a conversation with Tom, and now I want to record that in myBeeHyve. That's what we call logging activities. And I can do that quickly by just clicking on this conversation bubble over here. Now, the type of activity I can pick is how we communicated. Was this a face-to-face meeting? Was it a phone call? Did I send a Facebook message, LinkedIn, so on and so forth? So I'm going to make a note that we had a phone call, and I'll touch on the goals a lot more in a few minutes, but we do give you the ability to set up goals for your business around the number of people you want to talk to every day, week, or month, or any other custom activities. So I'm going to label this as a follow-up activity. And then in here, I'm going to take notes about our phone call. So whatever I want to have that I can reference later, I want to put in my activity notes. Now, here's where this system gets really powerful. Right now, as I'm logging this, is when I need to decide what my next touch point with Tom is going to be. That way I make sure I don't forget to keep him in my funnel. So maybe we had a phone call, he forgotten to start using the product, so I want to make a mental note to reach back out to him in a few days again. So maybe I'll set a follow-up for Saturday or in 4 days and ask if started products. So now when I save this, a couple of things are going to happen. First, you notice Tom's off my list for today because I've gone ahead and scheduled what my next touch point with Tom is going to be. Now, when I come over here and pull up Tom's contact record, you're going to see right now, first, the last contact date was automatically updated to today because I logged that I had a connection with him. And then you'll see my new follow-up date is showing there. Now, when I open up Tom's contact record, again, you'll see the notes up here. But now when I come down and look at the view history, you're going to see the notes that I just logged about that activity. Every single time you log an activity, we're going to store that in chronological history under the contact. I remember when I first started my business, I kept thinking, of course, I'm going to remember every conversation I have with people because I was thinking very small. And then you fast forward to an enormous business several years later, I have names that pop up on my daily task list sometimes, and I truly don't even know who they are. And so I'll click on their name and I'll come look at the view history and get a refresher of where I met this person, what we talked about, and why they're showing up on my follow-up list for the day. So this has been really, really powerful to help me have very personal follow-up connections with people when I reach back out to them. So even if you do nothing more with myBeeHyve, but get your list in there and log your activities, you're already going to start saving a ton of time. One feature I want to point out that's specific to the mobile device is if you have a phone number entered next to into a contacts record, you're going to notice a couple more icons showing up there that are not just the pencil. And I'm going to hold this up here. You're going to see a phone and a white box. So if you tap on the phone, it's going to give you a one-tap call ability, so you don't have to leave the app to go look up their phone number. And then my favorite is if you do a lot of work by text, if you tap on the white conversation bubble, you're going to get the ability to type out a text message and set your next follow-up reminder for that contact. And when you hit submit, we're going to send the text through your phone with your phone number, log the text message that you've sent in the activity history for your contact, and put them out at their next follow-up date. So right from the myBeeHyve app, you can go ahead and send those text messages, and we're going to log that activity history for you. Okay, so let's pop back over to the contact screen, and I'm going to show you my most used feature, which is this advanced filters here. If I open this up, what you're going to see here is every field available to you on the contact screen shows up here, and you can now search and filter on any combination of these. So perhaps there is an incredible event that USANA's holding in Texas, and you want to say, okay, who on my contact list do I know in Texas so that I can extend an invitation to them? So you can come in, type in Texas, hit search, and now you're going to see here are the list of all of your contacts that you have said live in Texas. Now I can take this one step further. I can select all of their names, and I can hit email selected. Now we're going to notify you if there's somebody you don't have an email address for. Now, before I talk through this, how this email works, myBeeHyve is not an email marketing system like a MailChimp, MadMimi, ActiveCampaign. So myBeeHyve is not where you're going to set up if you're doing any drip campaigns or, auto reminding type things. We don't have a scheduling functionality. Think of our email functionality as a way to replace logging into Gmail or Yahoo, whatever, and sending personal emails. So in here, you can either pull in an existing email message that you've created in our message templates, or just type out an email from scratch. You can choose to add an attachment. So maybe you have a nice graphic that you want to send out as well. Now, when you hit send, this gets really unique to myBeeHyve. What's going to happen is we are going to send an individual email to each one of these contacts separately from your email address that you created your myBeeHyve account with. We don't send a bulk email to everybody at once from myBeeHyve. So nowhere in the email message does it say powered by myBeeHyve or sent by myBeeHyve. So to the contact that gets the email, it looks like you've just sat down and sent a very personal one-to-one email, and they can respond back to you. We're also going to log the email that you sent in the activity history of each one of those contacts. That way you'll have a record that you sent them the email. Another great, you can start really thinking about a lot of ways that this filter works great. We have a lot of users that do not have the back office that their company provides does not allow them to say, hey, show me everybody who's purchased this specific product, because maybe there's a great promotion going on. Well, if you create a custom field like I have here for products purchased, and you're keeping up with all the different products that people have purchased from you, let's say you have a product called Yellow that goes on sale. I can do a quick search on that and easily see these are 6 users, these are 6 customers of mine that have already been using this product that I want to quickly go ahead and send that information to. So again, lots of different uses for this ability to search and filter and find the right people that you need to get information to. And everything that I've shown you, you can do from the mobile device. So the only thing that you have to be on a desktop to do is doing a bulk import of a spreadsheet. Everything else you can do from the mobile and pop back and forth. So I work from my computer when I'm at home, but when I'm out and about or working from carpool line, I pull up the mobile app, and because the data's in the cloud, it's always staying in sync for you. Now, a couple other quick features to touch on. I mentioned briefly the message templates. When you purchase this plan, you end up getting 6 templates out of the box that you can go ahead, open up, edit it, tweak it, delete it, but more importantly, you can come in and create your own message templates. So if you have a series of emails that you like to send new customers, you could go ahead and create that in here and then just have it pre-configured so you can go select those users and then shoot that email out whenever you need to. Another great use that I use templates for is to store sample language that I like to have that maybe I copy and paste through a messenger as well. Our templates do integrate with texting, so if you're doing texting from the mobile app, you can pick a message template as well. And then last but not least, our goal functionality. We kind of have 2 different types of goals in myBeeHyve. One is tied to the activity logging. So on this example, I've created a goal that says I want to reach out to 2 new people every day, meaning I want to bring 2 new names into my funnel every single day. And I have a goal to follow up with 5 existing people every day. Now I've also got a custom goal down here where maybe I've been challenged to get 2 new customers in the month of December. So I've gone ahead and created that. And to create a goal, again, you'll just click on the plus button, type out the name of the goal that you want to create, whether this is a new funnel, a follow-up, or just one of your custom ones that's not going to be tied to logging activity, the number that you want to hit for your goal, and then whether this is a daily, weekly, or monthly goal. Then over here on your daily task list is where we're going to show you whatever goals you've set up for yourself. And for the ones that are tied to logging activities, such as these top two, you'll see right here, it's showing that I have logged one follow-up activity today and I had a goal of 5. That was tied to when I went back and logged that activity for Tom Doe and I wanted to pick this as either a follow-up or a new activity. So it's kind of good just to realize we have the 2 different flavors. The activity goals are going to be tied to you actually logging them and will auto increment, versus the custom goals here where you will just go in and log yourself by saying, in this example, 10 new customers. If I get a new customer today, then I'll just come on over to the goals and choose to log a custom activity. And I can say, hey, I got a new customer today. And then when I save that, back here on my daily task list, we'll now see that, I've 1 of the 20 logged as well. We do have a fully functioning help system. You can come in here at any time. Perhaps you need help remembering how to create a goal. You can search on that. We've got great content, screenshots, all of that. We also have a very active customer support team, and you can contact us here to leave us a message or send us an email at support@mybeehive.com anytime. And then last but not least, we have a really active private Facebook user group for our user community. We do a lot of trainings, tips and tricks on there. Sometimes we run some fun challenges during the month, and it's also another place for you to share ideas and ask questions as well and get feedback from other users. Okay, so let me show you kind of your different options for getting started. And I'm going to come back through the chat window real quick before I do that, because I was paying attention to what I was doing. Okay. Okay, so questions on upgrading. I'm going to show you guys that in just a minute. Okay, let's see. Yes, I see someone had commented, this reminds them of Salesforce. I actually tried to build an API and customize Salesforce for myself when I started my network marketing business, but it was too big and I couldn't streamline it down enough. And so that is why we went ahead and built this. So let me go ahead and shift gears and share with you your different options for getting started. Let me pull that up. Okay, so you can, and I know Christa has a link that she has. We do have a really great affiliate program, and we do, Christa has been sharing her link out, so I do encourage you guys to go ahead and set up your account that way so that we can credit her for helping share the great news. But you can just go to our website as well or use the link that Christa gave you. And then you can find us in both the Apple Store and Google Play under myBeeHyve. So just search for myBeeHyve and you'll see us there. Now, when you first create your account, you are going to be in a free account state. So all you're going to need to do to create an account is put in your email address and create a password. And by default, you will then have a free account. And we just wanted folks to be able to get into the system without having to enter a credit card and try it. So the free account will limit you to 50 contacts. You won't be able to add any more than 50. And you're going to see here, you are going to miss some of the key feature functionality. But the idea is that this just gives you a chance to go ahead and test out the system a little bit. Okay, once you've decided that this is a good fit for you, you're going to want to choose between the basic and the essentials plan. And the basic is $9.95 a month, essentials is $19.95, and you'll see the real difference here. They both have unlimited contacts, but you have the ability to add attachments to your emails. You get the full message template functionality with our essentials plan. You get the custom goals and then a few bells and whistles on the daily task list where you can get birthday reminders and custom field reminders there as well. Again, we have been up and running we're coming up close to 2 years now. And the feedback that we consistently get is just how much time people are saving. And because of that, how much more their business is able to grow. And I do have a coupon code for just you guys as a thank you for being here tonight. With our paid plans, we have a monthly option, and then we also have an annual plan. So if you just want to pay for all 12 months up front, by default, you're going to get about a month and a half for free for that. On top of that, if you enter the coupon code USANA15, all capital letters, and you'll only see that if you're upgrading to the annual plan, you're going to get an additional 15% off. So you're getting close to 3 months for free. You do need to be on the desktop to actually upgrade to a paid plan. We are not integrated with iTunes yet with Apple, so that way you'll have to actually log in through a browser to upgrade, but then your app will upgrade automatically for you as well. Okay, Christa, I know you've been doing an awesome job keeping up with the questions that have been coming in. If you wouldn't mind popping on and just letting me know what things I need to go back and revisit or answer, that would be awesome.
Okay, can you guys see me?
Yes.
Okay, hey guys. I'm seeing so many of my friends here online. So nice to see everyone. I'm also seeing a few people who I invited who are actually not with USANA. They're my extra special network marketing friends. So I guess they could still use the code too, I assume.
Absolutely.
Awesome. Yep. And I guess I'm not sure which one that I chose. I chose the highest one. Can you recap the 3 options again?
Absolutely. So again, default, you're going to be on a free plan.
Essentials. Yeah. Okay.
Yep. And so it's the basic versus the essentials. And some folks start out with basic and after a week go, you know what, I want to go ahead and upgrade to essentials. You can swap back and forth at any time because our payment system will prorate that. So you're never stuck feeling like you've just double paid for something. So if you start with basic and 2 weeks later go, I really want that key functionality, you can upgrade to essentials and it will calculate that difference for you as well.
I went for essentials because I've been using it now for 3 weeks. And I just was so excited. I was like, I'm all in. Like, what is the biggest package? But I still feel like I'm still really getting my feet wet and getting my grounding in terms of really the consistency of it. I'm finding more than ever before, I'm becoming more systemized in my workflow, which is huge for me. And it's also, I'm realizing that I can really put in less time than I have before. And I think it's just more structured, right? So before I would kind of feel like I was kind of working all day. And now I know that I put in 2 hours in myBeeHyve in terms of following up and also adding new contacts. And I'm personally adding them as I go because I feel like myself, my personality, if I add all of my contacts, I'm not going to be as motivated as if I'm actually adding them and doing a task in that very moment. I'm not sure if everyone will feel the same way as me on that point, but I'll add 10, but I'll actually take action on 10. So that might be a personality thing too, Megan. What do you think about that?
It's funny. Some people like to, if you've been using like a spreadsheet where you have all that data in there and you want it in there to get up and running, in that situation, I think doing that bulk import is great. If you've been a little scattered and don't have a current system, I encourage people to do what you're doing, which is enter as you go. Because for folks that just go do a 2,500 name import, they kind of look at it and they get so overwhelmed. They're like, now I don't know where to start. Yeah, exactly. So I personally coach people to, if you don't currently have a system that we are transferring into myBeeHyve, to just do the add as you go, because then you're really going to have up-to-date relevant information for each one of your contacts that's valuable to you instead of trying to play catch up.
Absolutely. I think I've already shared my aha moments with a bunch of you who are on right now, but just to recap, like, you guys know that I've already created great success in USANA without a solid system, but there's always ways to work smarter. And as the last 3 weeks that I've been using this, it's really just brought to my attention how much I've let, just slip through the cracks. And sometimes I'm aware of when it has happened, like maybe someone will sign up with another company, or, I'll see my customer using other products, but sometimes you just don't even remember, right? So now that I'm actually, just as you said, Megan, like when I see my task pop up, I'm like, I literally don't even remember what the follow-up was about. So it's been really refreshing for me to realize that I'm working way more effectively than I ever have been. So I'm just so grateful for this system. And I just hope that everyone who is on really takes the time to either learn this system or another system, but definitely like to get that system working, because at the end of the day, network marketing isn't complicated. It is about the consistency and, the daily actual, prospecting and following up. And that's the only thing that gets us paid at the end of the day. So we can feel like we're working when we're scrolling through Instagram and we're organizing events, but unless we're actually doing this task, we're not going to make money.
Absolutely. And Gloria, you just asked a great question asking if myBeeHyve will send you a reminder. It absolutely can. So one of your profile settings, when you create your account, if you go into edit your profile, and that's also where you'll find adding your custom fields, you can choose to get a daily text or a daily email. And that will come through at 8 o'clock on the time zone that you select for your account. And so I love it. Every morning as I'm in the car driving my daughter to school, my phone dings and I know what it is. Yeah. And I can look down and it will say, Megan, you have 21 things on your daily task list today. And it just gives me that mental, okay, time to sit down and get to work. Yeah. If you are somebody that still likes to do a combo of technology and paper, getting the email reminder is kind of nice, because the email reminder will actually show you your entire daily task list. And I know we have some users that they're like, I just like the physical feel of paper. So they'll print off the email of their daily task list and then open up myBeeHyve and work it. So kind of two different options there for you to get a daily reminder of what you need to do.
I have to say that I've been saying that I love paper for 10 years. And it's just, I don't think it was even true necessarily, because I love paper, but what it looked like was me needing a brand new notebook every other week to feel like I had like a fresh start. So I literally have like boxes of notebooks like that are only halfway written in, full of names and like scribbled notes, right? So definitely that system didn't actually work for me, although I said it did.
Yep. Oh, and let me show you one other, let me see, great thing that is, and I just lived through this last weekend, which is why it's on my mind. So, one of the reasons we all get into this business is that we're supposed to have more free time to go do fun things. So I was off on an annual trip with my sisters, having a nice time. And one of the features I love on the daily task list is one where you can actually look ahead. So last Friday, as I was knowing, okay, I want to really just shut down for the weekend and go enjoy and be present with my sisters for our time together, I was able to come in here and you could click on the look ahead kind of feature. And so you can look out several days and say, okay, show me everybody that I have a scheduled follow-up for through this date. So that way I did a cursory glance through all of the follow-ups that were going to pop up for me while I was going to be on vacation and say, are any of these so urgent I need to do it before I go? Or should I just push them out until I get back? And so it really gave me the peace of mind that, I wasn't going to have this really important thing fall through the cracks, or feeling like I'm constantly checking my phone when I was really just trying to take a weekend off. So that's kind of a nice feature that really helps you when you do need to take a day off or step away for a family trip or something, to allow you to just schedule that and stay on top of it.
Absolutely. And I can think of a few people who are on right now that will be very beneficial for the cottage goers and people like that.
Yes, exactly. Yep.
Beautiful. You guys, is there any other questions that you have while we have Megan here? A lot of it, of course, you're going to learn as you go. and you'll be in there. And the support has really been phenomenal. Every time I've sent you guys a message, you've gotten back to me right away.
Good.
It's awesome.
Yeah, and we have a lot of folks, if they, you know, post in our user group or email support and they're like, I can't figure out how to do something, we'll just create a short video for you and send it as well. So lots of different ways to make sure, you know, you've got questions answered. And we've got an exciting program starting in January 7th. You guys will all be getting information about that if you join myBeeHyve. We're going to be doing a 4-week intensive getting myBeeHyve, getting into a daily habit and getting that system going, hitting all of the advanced features in there as well. So I'm excited. And I'll be teaching that for 4 weeks.
Good timing.
Yeah.
That's great timing. Also, I just think December is just such a phenomenal time to have the system running because we're around so many people.
Yes.
And then, of course, getting us all geared up for Rocking 2019.
Absolutely. Yeah, this is the perfect time to get those names in there, get the, you know, start getting familiar with the system so that you're ready to hit the ground running.
Amazing. Okay, Megan, well, thank you so much for your time. I'm not sure if there's anything else that you wanted to share. I'm just scrolling through the questions to make sure we didn't miss any.
I
think we got it.
I think so. And if you think of anything later, just reach on out to us at support, and then I will send you this video, Christa, once it's done processing, and that way you can share out with anybody that missed it, or if you just want to watch it again for a refresher.
Perfect. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. Let's go get into our beehives tonight, and I am at least. So when we get the kids to sleep, and I'm gonna put in an hour before I go to bed. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you
all. Really appreciate this.
Good night. Bye.
Bye.